I'm Ian Hosking. I'm a Senior Research Associate at the University of Cambridge. My background's quite varied really. I spent 20 years working in industry, predominantly in technology, but the key thread really has been around usability and designing things to be usable. And I guess what underlies that for me is about understanding people and how people interact with things and how that can be a positive experience, a useful experience for people interacting with technology. I joined the university just over 18 months ago to really promote inclusive design in particular within the UK and more broadly globally. Inclusive design, probably more familiar to people in the US as universal design. And that's about including as many people as possible in the design of everyday things so that people can have an effective experience in using those products. That's a very good question. From a fairly young age, I've always been interested in ergonomics. One of those things that, why would I be interested in that? But just intrigued by how things work and how people interact with things. And that's never really gone away from me. So when I view technology, in particular, whether it's a mobile phone or a computer system, I'm just intrigued about how people effectively interact with those things. And I guess latterly, in the later part of my career, I've been interested in the diversity of the population. So people have very different experiences of interacting with technology from young to old for a variety of reasons. So it's really the people thread that runs through that really kind of motivates me in design. And therefore design is a response to people's needs. I think there are many facets to that, but certainly I think one of the interesting things is that often we talk about the need to teach creativity in schools. And in a sense, it sounds slightly grand, but I have a dream that with the work that we can do with these children, it's of such high quality that it starts to challenge design that will be done in industry. It's of that quality that we can start showing and presenting the designs that these children are doing, and the industry will take a genuine interest, not because it's educational, but because of the pure quality of the work that's involved. So I think it really is a motivation around the need, a freedom to bring out that creativity, and you bring those two things together, and I think you get something very exciting. I think setting the context of the need is really important. But also, I think, and this is where I think it gets tricky for the teacher, is to have an element of risk, to allow the children to explore different concepts and avenues. And that, I think, for a teacher can be very difficult in a class context, because in a sense they feel that they're losing control or potentially losing control as they allow the children to explore different options and different solutions. Aesthetics is critical for a number of reasons, and I think often it's overlooked. Its importance is overlooked in the design of everyday things. I think at a kind of fundamental level of usability, it's important because the aesthetics of a product actually affects our cognition, how we're thinking about that product or service. So I think aesthetic appreciation, the ability to look beyond and appreciate the form of things, is critical to inspire us in the creative process. So I think it works on a number of levels. Obviously it works within the product itself, and kind of the final product in terms of its desirability, its impact on usability. But importantly, it was also in the actual creative process, in the design process, an aesthetic appreciation is important in driving and stimulating innovation. I think in terms of what's taught around design process, that we should be looking for a common thread that goes all the way through school, into college, university, and into industry. And in a sense, we're developing a common language, a common approach. Again, not wanting to be prescriptive and saying there's only one way, but there's that familiarity all the way through the education system into industry. And so what I want to see there is a kind of a virtuous circle forming between education and industry. Industry saying, yeah, this is what we need, this is what's making a difference in our business, but also that the teachers and the pupils seeing that what they're doing is relevant to what's needed, and get that virtuous circle going. I believe that when you release this kind of latent creativity within the educational context that I think the quality can be very high, to the point where industry is actually sitting up and taking note of the work that's been done there. And again, it's forming that kind of virtuous circle.